The year is 1957. For the first time in modern history, a black African nation stands free. Ghana, the former British Gold Coast, raises its red, gold, and green flag high. And at the center of this moment stands one man, Kwame Nkrumah. His voice cuts through the celebration. The independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of Africa. The crowd roars. But behind the roar is a deeper idea that Nkrumah's dream wasn't just about Ghana, it was about all of Africa, about black people everywhere reclaiming their power, their land, and their destiny. Born in 1909, Nkrumah studied in America during the Harlem Renaissance, where the ideas of Marcus Garvey, W.E.B. Du Bois, and the Pan-African movement lit a fire in his mind. He absorbed the lessons of Garvey's Negro world, where headlines spoke of unity, sovereignty, and liberation across continents. When he returned to the Gold Coast, he wasn't just another politician. He was a revolutionary armed with philosophy, strategy, and a global vision. Through the Convention People's Party, Nkrumah declared that political freedom must be won by any means necessary. Self-government now. British authorities jailed him for his activism, but even from behind bars, his movement grew. The people chanted his name, marched in the streets, and eventually forced the colonial power to release him. By 1957, their struggle had become victory, but independence was only the beginning. Nkrumah pushed for a United States of Africa, one economy, one defense, one voice. He invited thinkers and leaders from across the continent to Accra, forming the early foundation for the Organization of African Unity. His vision was both political and spiritual, Africa as the cradle of civilization, rising again in unity. The red of Ghana's flag symbolized the bloodshed for liberation. The gold represented the country's wealth. The green stood for the land, and the black star, the star of African freedom, guided the continent towards self-determination. To Nkrumah, independence wasn't complete until the entire African diaspora, from Harlem to Haiti, from Jamaica to Johannesburg, stood as one. His speeches became rallying cries across the world. Malcolm X cited him as an influence. Stokely Carmichael visited him in Ghana, and even Martin Luther King Jr. attended Ghana's independence celebration, calling it a spiritual moment for all oppressed people. But as with all great revolutionaries, Nkrumah's story took a darker turn. Western powers feared his socialist leanings and his alliances with the Soviet Union and China. The CIA quietly worked to destabilize his government. By 1966, he was overthrown in a coup while abroad, forced into exile, and spent his final years in Guinea as a guest of President Sékou Touré. Still, his ideas never died. Every Pan-African flag, every liberation song, every movement that speaks of unity carries his imprint. Even today, his words echo through generations, forward ever, backward never. Kwame Nkrumah's story is not just about one man's dream. It's the story of an entire people refusing to be divided, daring to imagine a united black world. This is the Black History Vault, unearthing the legacies of our hidden architects of liberation. Like, comment, and subscribe so that the names of our black leaders will never be erased.